So I'm making this video to share a special message with us all for the new moon of September. So I'm just going to relax here and then we'll see what comes, okay? There's a very long pause. There's a lot of interactions going on. Despite how they're not showing me anything visually, there's a really soft, energetic conversation that we're having. They show me what looks like a rock that has grooves in it, lines, lots and lots of lines that follow each other, make a pattern. It's just a line, but it's kind of jagged. It's like a tree, you know? You open the tree up and there's ring upon ring upon ring upon ring upon ring all the way into the center. But we have what is like an odd rock structure, and then it has a line and then another line, and it kind of follows the lines. It keeps going, and there's like hundreds of them. We're talking a very small rock here with very tiny thin lines. The rock is a dark blue metallic color. They show me that when you go close, it actually blows up and becomes what is like a actual place where people live. So, hold on. Okay, sorry about that. My mouth and voice need to keep up with each other. All right, I'm just going to ignore it. Okay, so we're going into the rock structure, and it's fascinating because there's actual people that these lines are actually what are like sidewalks, and there's people walking on the sidewalks. And each little sidewalk goes into its own unique rounded out doorway. And each doorway is pure black. And some people, you know, they're sort of, this guy is here, this guy's over there, this guy's over here. So they're not lined up. They're not walking at the same pace. They're not the same, even though it's a very similar line that gets to a very similar door. They're not at the same timeline. Each one will reach their unique door at a different time. And there's really no hurry. Nobody in this rock world on these ledges that come off along the side that go to a door, nobody's in a hurry, and nobody even wonders about where they are going or where this door will take them when they get there, or even what is at the end of this pathway. They don't really associate with that. Things are changing. Things are changing, and it's getting really dense. There's no hot or cold associated with the density. It's jagged, though. It's also crystal clear. I can see through it. It's the density that makes us start to question. It makes us feel. It makes us wonder about where we are going in our life. The density inspires us to have a human experience, so to speak. Otherwise, we would just sort of follow the consciousness. We would just follow the consciousness wherever it takes us without really needing to wonder or ask the question why. Because the consciousness doesn't have to ask a question, it just simply goes. But once the density starts to manifest, we disconnect from that version of free consciousness, and we just start asking questions. And the questions then make us stop and wonder even. Some people even want to run to the door. Some people are a little bit afraid when they look at the door. This density makes things so much more difficult, more exhausting. How do you break the density? How do you break that creation of density? The density is existent in its own realm of expression. It seems disconnected from this rock world, but it is absolutely becoming intertwined with this place. The people are feeling that frequency change, and it's altering their behaviors. Some people, there's one that actually is turning around and saying, this road is not for me. I don't want to be on this road. I want to be on a different road. They walk back and they discover there's an elevator. They take the elevator down, they go to the first floor. On that floor is another just pathway that takes them to a different door. This door is more suitable. I feel this is correct in my heart. Spirit is talking about the essence of time, infinite time. Time everlasting, but time for a human being, time for a human race even. How many years, thousands and thousands of years of time will it take before human beings start acting differently, start choosing to behave differently, before they start asking questions about the behavior that they have been undertaking for a very long period of time? Always following the leader, always doing what everybody else is doing, always just following the pathway. Even though we ask ourselves questions and ask ourselves why, we don't alter the pathway. We don't stop and say no to what we are doing this time. In this time, we're talking about history here. You look at history 2,000 years ago and you look at history today, you see people wear different clothes, but we still have leaders. We still have wars. We still have businesses. We still have a monetary system. We are still doing things exactly the same. Whether you're driving a car or riding a camel, still it is called transportation. When are we going to do things differently? Spirit asks you, if we transform that car into an alien spaceship or into a human spaceship, have we mastered doing things differently? If we have a camel and then the camel turns into a car and the car turns into a human spaceship, have we yet mastered doing things differently? What is your definition of an advanced civilization? Is it a car versus a camel? Or is there something we're missing here? There's something very important about the fact that this one turned around, went to an elevator that was unexpected, and then went down to the first floor and started going in a different direction. When we do things differently, they say we are finding ourselves. When we alter our behavioral pattern, that is because the soul is choosing, the consciousness is choosing to find ourselves in a new way, from a new perspective, from a new point of view. How will you ever find yourself differently if you never change? If you never do anything differently? If we continue to turn the same tides, turn the same wheel of time, the society is still the same today as it was back then. Doesn't matter what it looks like as far as advancement goes. Is it really an advanced civilization? We're still doing the same things that we were doing 2,000 years ago. This conversation is complicated because we're talking about individual, but we're also talking about the whole. Because I keep seeing this one individual who did it differently than everybody else. Nobody else chose to turn around and go the other way. Some people just seem like zombies and they just keep walking. I'm talking to him about the exhausting density. They asked me if I feel like life is hard. And when life gets hard, does it feel like an exhausting density? How do you break the exhausting density of a hard life? We're talking about a hard life from a lifetime 2,000 years ago versus a hard life from a lifetime today. You have a toilet? Do you have a shower? So how come your life is hard today when you didn't have a toilet or a shower 2,000 years ago? You have amenities. You have access to food, hospitals. You have cars. You have jobs. You have incomes. But yet how come life is hard today? Was it not hard 2,000 years ago? So are we in an advanced civilization? What is the difference between riding a camel, driving in a car, or taking a human spaceship? What is the difference? Is it an advanced civilization that uses human spaceships over cars, over camels? Or is there something else we're missing here? Time feels really slow and agonizing. They've never shown me what life is like on the other side of the doorway for anybody. I've been trying to access what is life like on the other side of one of these dark doorways, but they won't show me. I was like, what if I made an earthquake and I rumbled and shook up their lives? Would that be good for them? Do you think these people deserve an earthquake? Do you think these people deserve a calamity or a catastrophe to change their behavioral pattern? Do you think the human race deserves an earthquake, a destructive calamity in order to change our behavioral pattern? Have destructive calamities ever changed our behavioral pattern? Because in the end, beneath our ego is a heart that either chooses to let go of ego and express love unconditionally in a world of sheep, a world of people doing what all the other people are doing in a logical society, follow the leader, black and white. God forbid we have rainbows everywhere and pink houses. Because if anybody had a pink house in your neighborhood, I guarantee you would think they were weird. Most neighborhoods do not possess pink houses. Most neighborhoods possess mauve and blue and green, but pink? No way, Jose. Maybe in Florida, maybe somewhere it's sunny. I never see pink houses around here in Iowa. Because if there was a pink house, we would think that person was weird. So we do everything like everybody else, and we never really find ourselves on the inside because we all try to be like each other, and nobody has really taken the time to find themselves on the inside. Or maybe some people have. Maybe. We're back to the question of, do these people living in the rock world, do they need an earthquake or a calamity to shake things up? Then parallel that to, does the human race need all-out chaos in order for us to finally choose to do things differently? Has war ever inspired us to do things differently? Has the Black Plague ever inspired us to do things differently? Has a tsunami or an earthquake or a hurricane ever inspired us to do anything differently? It inspires us to participate a little bit and go back to our daily grind and forget about it. Next thing you know, 5 years later, there's another hurricane, there's another earthquake, there's another calamity. We participate for a little bit, and then everything just goes back to the same pattern. Are we an advanced civilization? So let's see what happens here. They're asking you if you think this world will ever change. And what would inspire that change? Are you going to inspire that change? Is the spirit realm supposed to inspire that change? Are angels supposed to just do all the work for us? We don't have to wake up and do it for ourselves? Are we just supposed to rely on the government to figure it out? Are we just supposed to just let somebody else do it? So is the world ever going to change? People are banking on human ascension, something to wake everybody up, some moment where we just finally see already. But we have to also be a participant in wanting to see, wanting to experience, wanting to go beyond, and we have to try and work a little bit. If you want to lose 100 pounds of weight, you can't just sit there and dream about it. You actually have to try. And it's hard. Losing weight is a hard thing. That is a very common issue here in this country, and people have a lot of struggle with that. But what about trying to start a business where you're following your heart and your dream to do something you've never done before? Is that hard? Have you ever tried? Just a long pause here. There is an epicenter. The picture is I'm seeing the planet Earth stretched out like a pancake, and in the center there is a bubble and a rippling, like a bass sound, and then it ripples in all directions, and there's something very powerful that smashes into the earth, and it ripples out in all directions. It also ripples upward and downward. And you can hear it. I mean, you can hear it. It even sounds like the disintegration of things. It's so powerful. It is so loud. It is so fast. It is so heavy. It is so destructive. But its purpose has nothing to do. Its consciousness is not to destroy. Its consciousness is just is. And then it impacts. And then it just happens. I see this ripple effect go all the way across the planet. And then the epicenter directly on the other side, we're looking at the Earth now stretched into a sphere. On the other side, directly on the other side of this ball, let's see what happens. The frequency is moving all the way around at equal speed, equal everything, and then it hits a point where it smashes into itself on the other side. But it never quite goes all the way around. It gets really light, and then it never fully touches itself on the other side before it almost like ricochets back into itself, goes all the way back inside, and then blasts back out into outer space, as if it was all reversed. Has a lot of exhausting energy shifting going on with it. There's something like a really enormous plant that's also a sphere, and then you cut it down the center and it opens its mouth up and it wants to gobble. And it wants to consume whatever would be sitting on its lips. And then it wants to close its mouth down. It's angry. It's absolutely ridiculously pissed the hell off. It's like the planet. It's like an echo. It's like the planet is pissed off and is feeling a destructive energy about itself. There's even burning red eyes. There's fire. There's death and destruction and chaos. There is so much anger. It's like rape, being raped over and over and over again, and not being allowed to have a voice, and not being allowed to choose, not being allowed to decide, to even say no. You can't even say no to the rape. It just keeps happening over and over and over again. You're forced to endure it, and you don't get the ability to just choose to destroy that reflection, that consciousness that is raping you. So the earth then does or does not have a right to have a voice, because we live here. Because if she gets pissed off, we feel it. And then that's not very nice. We just have a right to rape the earth, but we don't have a right to allow the earth to say no to us. I'm telling you this, I've never felt the earth so pissed off in all my life. She usually comes to me as a really adorable child energy. She also is really sweet, always tender and loving, always trying to help me see, trying to help get through to my heart, trying to help me feel in balance with the bumblebees and the wind and the stars, always trying to help me, always. So to see the earth like this is really strange to me. It was really strange the last few times I've interacted with the earth, and it's shown itself in a way I've not seen it. I've always knew that obviously we all know, we all see that we don't take very good care of our planet. But we just expect the earth to keep loving us for all time. There's a question about advanced civilization that does not take care of its planet will die. Literally, those are the words. What is the difference between a camel, a car, and a human spaceship? The question is, how are these beings taking care of their planet? Eventually, if they do not take care of the planet, they will die. The beings will die. So the advanced civilization must explore the value of taking care of the planet that takes care of them. That's one thing on the list. How you can tell the difference between an advanced civilization and a civilization still in the making, evolving, and a civilization evolving, is how that civilization takes care of its planet. A civilization that chooses to take care of its planet, they're showing me how the hearts all heal, and they start noticing that they too are a part of the planet. So when they take care of the planet, the echo comes back that they take care of each other. So taking care of the planet and taking care of each other comes way before building spaceships, way before building cars, way before building cities with skyscrapers and railway stations. It's all about how are we taking care of each other, the earth, and in balance and harmony with nature. When we are out of balance with nature, now we have what is defined today as an advanced civilization. When we are destroying the planet and each other, each and every day, and not choosing to wake up and to take notice of this. I go to the planet and I say, I understand you. I say, if I am only one person who understands you, what can I do to help you feel better? If I am only one person who understands you, is that enough to heal your heart? There's an interaction going on. Anger is extremely subsided now. It's relaxed considerably. She asks me, how do I feel when I feel down and out? I feel the world is against me. I feel like I have no control. And one single person comes to me and says, I care. What can I do to help you? Can I be enough to help your pain go away? She says, can one person be enough, Abby, to make all of your pain go away? I say, yeah. And she smiles at me. She shows me how big she is and how she understands I feel so small in comparison to how big she is. So how can this small person hug her all the way around? That's what we're talking about. One human being can hug another human being all the way around. But how does one human being hug the planet all the way around? We have to start holding each other's hands. And now, from holding each other's hands, embracing each other, we can make a ring all the way around the earth to hold the earth. She says Earth Day. She shows me Earth Day, and it was like her birthday kind of thing. And the best present she could imagine is human beings holding hands. Millions, billions of human beings. And then creating a circle around the globe and of hand holding. And even to have a helicopter on the news flying for miles and miles and miles to see all the human beings one after the other for thousands of miles all the way across the globe in a single day, like everybody across the planet, day off work, and we all hold each other's hand and we make a ring around the earth, and we choose each other and we choose the planet as the most important thing we could focus on. Not killing each other, not arguments, not who has more bombs than who, not who has more money than who, not drugs and alcohol, not poverty or rich. It has nothing to do. We just set all that stuff aside for one single day, and we just choose to hold hands and say the earth matters today and everybody matters today. She wants to know if you could do that. She wants to know if you think the world is ready to do that yet. And if you don't think the world is ready to do that yet, then the question is why? What are you doing to inspire that to not be the truth about the world today? We all have a voice. We all have a voice. And if we don't have a voice, we have hands that can speak too. And we have actions that speak louder than words. We all have a part that we can play in this. We all can participate somehow. And the best I can do is make these videos and do my work to heal others and make a difference, to bring the joy into people's lives so they can go on to make a difference in other people's lives, and I'm going to do that. That's what I have figured out about me and how I can help Mother Earth and help the human race. But what have you figured out about yourself yet? What have you discovered about yourself yet? Are you the one who is going to turn around and discover an elevator and then pick a floor and go to it and now do things totally different as a gift you give to yourself in order to discover yourself from a whole new perspective, a whole new point of view, and to see who you truly are, to see what you are truly made out of by doing things totally different. So that is the message. Very interesting. Very exhausting too. I need to pause for a moment and disconnect properly here. In the end, you get to decide what it means to you. In the end, you get to decide what you think Mother Earth is all about. Mother Earth is saying to you what you think your purpose here or your role here is. And if I can make a difference in your life with the gifts I have been given, I would be honored to do that. I am here to bring people into balance, energetic balance. I'm here to eliminate the stress and fill you with the love. Because when you're in balance with love, you have higher clarity, you are vocal, you feel good about yourself, you are ready for the next thing, you are letting go of the weights that no longer serve your purpose. All this stuff is energy stuff. Stress is energy stuff. Love, too, is energy stuff. Letting go is energy stuff. Bad memories, energy stuff. We can't just go do surgery on your brain to get rid of the bad memories. We can just totally cut pieces of your brain out, give you a lobotomy. But I can do energy stuff to help heal those bad memories, to help lift the weight off your shoulders, to help heal your broken heart, to help purify the reflections of a rape experience or whatever may be in your life that you feel is creating a block or from your ability to move forward. That's what I'm here for. That's what I do. I make a difference in people's lives by sharing love in my unique way, my special way, my spiritual soul purpose way. So, if you would like me to share love with you, you can find me at my website at abbynormalswisdomquest.com. That's all for this message. I wish you a happy new moon, happy rest of your September, and a wonderful rest of your day.